Hello students, in this video we will be solving Mathematics Syllabus D, Paper 1 from October-November 2022, Variant 2. Calculator is not permitted in this paper. Now let's look into the first question. It says work out 80 over 0.02. This can be written as 80 divided by 2 over 100. Then we can multiply with its reciprocal. So 80 times 100 over 2, which gives us 8000 over 2, and that will be 4000. Next we have cube root of 1000. Cube root of 1000 is 10 because 10 times 10 times 10 will give us 1000. Question number 2. It says put one pair of brackets into this calculation to make it correct. So we must make sure that the values on the left hand side must equal to the value on the right hand side. So the only possible way to make that happen is if we put the brackets in this place. That will make 4 minus 4 will become 0, and 4 times 0 is 0. So hence we will be only be left with the value 4. So 4 should be equal to 4. Next we have work out minus 6 times within brackets minus 3 plus 7. So 7 minus 3 is 4 times minus 6 is negative 24. Question number 3. Write 7.54 times 10 to the power minus 4 as an ordinary number. So this is given in standard form. We have to write it in the ordinary number format. So since we have a negative 4, that means the value 7 will be placed on the fourth position after the decimal. So 0.000, then we have 754. Next question. Sam has 6 square tiles labeled A, B, C, D, E, F. So these are the tiles. When Sam places tiles E and F side by side, these two tiles, when Sam places next to each other, the resulting rectangle has no lines of symmetry and no rotational symmetry. As we can see, when this tile, which is E, and this tile, which is F, when they're placed next to each other, there is no lines of symmetry, neither rotational symmetry. They're asking, write down the two tiles that Sam should place side by side to make a rectangle that has one line of symmetry only. So the answer should be C and D. Now let's look into the options again. That will help us to get one line of symmetry if we put two tiles next to each other. So the appropriate tiles should be C and D. Let me show you how. So if we place tile C and tile D next to each other, you can see that the line of symmetry can be drawn between them. Hence, the appropriate answer will be C and D. Next, they are asking rotational symmetry of order 2. They are asking for rotational symmetry of order 2. Again, we need to place two tiles next to each other so that they will end up having a rotational symmetry of order 2. And the appropriate answer should be the tile A and the tile E. Now let me show you how. So this is the tile A and this is the tile E. If I make a 180-degree rotation, I'll end up getting the same shape. If I rotate it once again up to 360 degree, I'll get again the same shape. Next question, we have the perimeter of a regular hexagon, and we know that hexagon has 6 sides, is equal to the perimeter of a regular octagon, and octagon has 8 sides. And they're also saying that the shapes are regular, which means all the sides, the lengths are equal. It also says each edge of the octagon is 9 centimeter long. Find the length of one edge of the hexagon. So we need to find the length one particular side of the hexagon, and we are provided with the length for each side of octagon, which is 9 centimeter. Since octagon has 8 sides, that means a total the total length or the perimeter for the octagon will be 8 times 9, which is 72. So the perimeter of octagon is 72 centimeter. And if we want to form a hexagon with the same perimeter, then we should be dividing this perimeter with the number of sides for hexagon. So 72 over 6 will be giving us 12. Next question, we have work out 11 over 15 minus 2 over 3. So the LCM for 15 and 3 should be 45. Then 11 times 3 will give us 33, and 2 times 15 will give us 30. So it will be 3 over 45, and if we simplify, it will be 1 over 15. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 15 is 45. Then we have work out 3 over 10 divided by 6. And we are asked to write the answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So 3 over 10 times 1 over 6. Since they're asking us to divide it by 6, we can also multiply with its reciprocal, and the reciprocal for the number 6 is 1 over 6. So we will end up getting 3 over 60. So 3 over 60 is the same as 3 ones are 3, 3 20s are 60. So this is the simplest form. Next question. It says, in the diagram, AD, AB, and BC are 3 sides of a regular pentagon. So they're talking about this shape, and they're also stating it is a regular pentagon, which means all sides are equal. And DC is a diagonal of the pentagon. So this is the diagonal of the pentagon. AB is parallel to DC. This line is parallel to this line, and they have provided the arrow sign. They're asking, find the value of x. So before we do this, we need to take help of the pentagon first. And since they have stated it's a regular pentagon, that means not only that all the sides will be equal, but at the same time, each interior angle of the pentagon will also be equal. So over here, I'm using the formula n minus 2 over n times 180. And this can only be used if it is a regular pentagon. So there are 5 sides of a pentagon. So 5 minus 2 over 5 times 180 will give me 3 over 5 over 180, which is 3 times 36. 5 36 the 180. So I'll end up getting 108 degrees. Then they're asking, find the value of y. So x and y are allied angles because these two lines are parallel. That means we know that x plus y should be 180 since they're allied angles. So y will be 180 minus x, but we have already found the value of x, which is 108. So it will be 72 degrees. Next question. It says ABC is an isosceles triangle, and they have stated that these two sides are equal of the isosceles triangle. that is AB is equal to BC. The ratio ABC, the ratio of angle ABC and BAC is equal to 2 is to 5. So this angle ABC, this angle and this angle are connected by a relation of 2 is to 5. So if I claim this to be 2x, this should be 5x. And since this is an isosceles triangle, if this is 5x, this should also be 5x, because these are the opposite angles of the equal sides. So I can say that 2x plus 5x should be equal to 180, because that is the total sum of the angles of a triangle. Now that will give me 12x equals 180. So x will be 180 over 12, which is 60 over 4. And that will give me x is equal to 15. And since they have stated that we need to find the angle ABC, we are not here to find x. We are here to find the angle ABC. So ABC is 2x. So we need to multiply this value with the value 2, which will give us 2 times 15. So the angle ABC is 30 degrees. Question number 9. It says, by writing each number correct to one significant figure, estimate the value of 47.5 plus 36.1 over 64.9 divided by 17.7. So let's first correct them to one significant figure. This number 7 will be changing this number 4 to 5, and this will become 50. 6 will change the number 3 into 4, it will become 40, and 64.9. If we want to convert this to one significant figure, then the number 4 will not change the number 6, it will remain 6, and since they're stating to correct it to one significant figure, it will be left become 60. And 17.7, the 7 will change the number 1 to the number 2, so it will become 20. So now we have 50 plus 40, which is 90, and 60 divided by 20 is 3. So it will become 90 over 3. That means it will be 30. Question number 10. Write 420 as the product of its prime factors. So 2 times 210 is 420, 2 times 105 is 210, 3 times 35 is 105, 5 times 7 is 35. So the prime factors are 2 square, 3 times 5 times 7. Then we have given that 1512 is equal to 2 cube, 3 cube times 7. Find the highest common factor, or the HCF, of 420 and 1512. So we have already managed to found the prime factors for the number 420, which was this, and we are provided with the prime factors for 1512, and highest common factor, we know that we can find it by looking into the least power raised. So if I compare these two and look into their powers, I can see between the power of 2's, the value 2 is the least between these two, so it will be 2 square. And for 3 to the power, between 3 to the power 3 and 3 to the power 1, 3 to the power 1 is the least. Then we have 5 to the power 0 and 5 to the power 1. So 5 to the power 1, 5 to the power 0 is the least. And since both of them has the same power, we will bring the common one, which is 7 to the power 1. Hence we have 2 square is 4 times 3, 5 to the power 0 is 1, and 7. That will give us 84. Then we have question number 11. Azra has a spinner. The sections are colored red, blue, yellow, or green. The relative frequency of the spinner landing on red, blue, or yellow is shown in the table. Color on spinner, red, blue, yellow, green. So this is the table that we have over here, and their relative frequency is also provided. We are asked to find the relative frequency of the spinner landing on green. So we know that all the frequencies should add up to the number 1. So what we can do, we can add these numbers which are provided, and we can take it away from the total, which is 1. So 1 minus 0.15 plus 0.3 plus 0.2 will give us 1 minus 0.65, which is 0.35. Then it says, Azra spins the spinner 150 times. How many times would she expect the spinner to land on blue? So, the relative frequency for blue is 0.3. That's if the spinner is on 1 times. So, if it is spinned for like 150 times, we need to multiply 0.3 with 150, and that will give us 45. Question number 12. Represent the inequality minus 4 less or equal to x less than 2 on the number line below. Since we have less or equal, we must be including minus 4, and since it says x is less than 2 but not less or equal, so we are not including 2. So that is the answer they're looking for. Then it says solve the inequality 10 minus n less than 2n minus 5. So, or we can write minus 2n minus n less than minus 5 minus 10, which is minus 3n less than minus 15. So 3n will be greater than 15 because I'm multiplying with negative 1 on both sides. And when you are multiplying with negative 1, the inequality sign will flip. So 3n is now greater than 15. So n will become greater than 5. Question number 13. Sophie cycles 2600 meters in 12 minutes. Work out Sophie's average speed in kilometers per hour. So we need to answer the average speed in kilometers per hour, and we are provided with meters and minutes. So first we need to correct these units. 12 minutes, we can convert this to hours if we divide it by 60. So when you are going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you need to divide. And when you are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you need to multiply. So 12 over 60 is the same as 1 over 5. If I divide both the numerator and the denominator by 12, I will get 1 over 5, which is 0.2. And the easiest way of understanding this, why 1 over 5 is 0.2, if you think of multiplying the numerator and denominator with 2, then I'll end up getting 2 over 10. So if you get to see the numbers, let's say 5, 10, 20, 25, these are the numbers which are like factors of 100, and 5 is a factor of 10. So if you manage to convert the denominator to, let's say, 100 or let's say 10, then it is easier to write the answer in decimals. So 1 over 5 is 0.2. And now we need to convert 2600 meters into kilometers. So 2600 meters divided by 1000 meters will give us 2.6 kilometers. So now the average speed will be 2.6 over 0.2, or we can also multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10, and that will give us 26 over 2. So 2 times 13 is 26. Hence, the answer will be 13 kilometer per hour. Then we have the scale drawing shows a plot of land PQRS. The scale is 1 centimeter to 20 meter. They're asking, they're saying that a path crosses the land. The path is equidistant from SP and SR. So if the path is equidistant from SP and SR, that means we need to construct the angle bisector of PSR. So this red line is the path that is equidistant from both the lines PS and SR. Then it says Priya walks from point P, which is this, to the path on a bearing of 104 degrees. So with the help of compass, this angle should be, with the help of protractor, you can find that this is 104 degree. So Priya is taking this route to reach the path, and she is walking on a bearing of 104 degrees. So draw a line to represent Priya's walk. So this is the line they're asking for. And find the actual distance from P to where Priya meets the path. So if you measure after constructing, you will end up getting something between 150 to 160 maybe meters. So for this, I stated the answer is 155 meters. Then it says a car park is to be built on the plot of land. On the scale drawing, the area of the car park will be 2 centimeters square. Find the actual area of the car park. So since we are provided with the scale ratio, which is 1 centimeter to 20 meter, but now we are talking about area. So we need to convert this ratio into areas first. So if 1 centimeter is representing 20 meter, now if I square both sides, I'll end up getting 1 centimeter square is equivalent to 400 meters square. So if 1 centimeter square is equivalent to 400 meters square, then 2 centimeter square should be 2 times 400, which is 800 meters square. Then we have question number 15. The diagram shows the point A 06, B is P0, and C is P6. The equation of the line AB is 3y plus 4x equals 18. We need to find the value of P. So in order to find the value of P, we at least know one of the coordinates of the point B. So over here, y is 0. So I'm just substituting the value 0 in the equation, and I'll be getting 3 times 0 plus 4p equals 18, which is 4p equals to 18. That will give me the value for P, which is 4.5. Then it says, write down the 3 inequalities that define the region inside the triangle ABC. So we need to define this region with the inequalities. So let's look into the first equation that is already provided, which is 3y plus 4x. It was given that the line AB is represented by the equation 3y plus 4x equals 18. Since we have a positive y over here, then we can say that this side of the line will satisfy the region. So for that reason, 3y plus 4x is greater than 18. And if I look into this line, which is y equals 6, so the region is satisfied if y is less than 6. So y is less than 6. Then we have, we already found the x coordinate of the point P. So this is now 4.50. So the region is satisfied also by the third inequality, which is x should be less than 4.5. Question number 16. It says P is the point -2, 1 and Q is the point 6, 13. M is the midpoint of the line PQ. Find the coordinates of M. So over here I'm using the formula x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So that will give me -2 plus 6 over 2 and 1 plus 13 over 2, which is 2 and 7. Next question. It says find the gradient of the line PQ. So I'm using the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which will give me the gradient of a line. So 13 minus 1 over 6 plus 2 will give me 12 over 8, which is 3 over 2. So that is the gradient of the line. Next we have write down the gradient of a line that is perpendicular to the line PQ. So if let's say this is the line and the gradient for the gradient of the line they're asking, 1 second. Okay, so let's assume that this is PQ and we got the gradient for this to be 3 over 2. So if I draw a line perpendicular to this, and now they're asking what is the gradient that is perpendicular to the line PQ. So it will be -1 over the gradient that we have found. So that will be -1 over 3 by 2, which is equals to -1 times the reciprocal of the fraction, which will be 2 over 3, and that gives us -2 over 3. Question number 17. It says simplify x square within brackets and then we have a power of 3. So over here we can simply multiply the powers. That will give us x to the power 6. T to the power -2 is equal to 9. We are asked to find the value of t. So if t to the power -2 is equal to 9, we can say t to the power -2 is equal to 3 square, or I can write it this way, 1 over t square equals to 3 square, or I can cross multiply and this will become t square equals to 1 over 3 square. That will give me t is equal to plus minus root over 1 over 3 square. So if I square root 1, it will be 1, and if I square root 3 square, it will be 3. Then we have square root of 5 times 5 to the power 0 equals to 5. Square root of 5 can be written as 5 to the power half times 5 to the power 0, which is equal to 5 to the power k. Since we have a multiplication over here, that means we can add these powers. So 5 to the power half plus 0 is equal to 5 to the power k. Since these two numbers are equal, now we can say half is equals to k, and that is the value of k. Question number 18. X is directly proportional to the square of y plus 1. And when y is equal to 2, x is equal to 45. Find x when y is equal to 4. So since x is directly proportional to the square of y plus 1, we can say x is equal to the constant k times y plus 1 squared. And in order to find the value of k, we can use this information. So we are substituting the values. X is 45 and y is 2. So 2 plus 1 whole square will be 9, So 9k will be equal to 45. That means k will be equal to 45 over 9, which is 5. So now the equation can be written as x is equal to 5 times y plus 1 whole squared. So now we can find the value of x when y is equal to 4. So x will be equal to 5 times 4 plus 1 whole squared. So 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 square is 25. So 525 is 125, and that is the value of x. Question number 19. Solve 3x minus 1 over 6 plus x plus 2 over 4, which is equal to 5 over 3. So the LCM of 6 and 4 will be 24. And now we can say 3x minus 1 times 4 plus x plus 2 times 6. So now we have 4 times 3x minus 1 plus 6 times x plus 2 over 24, which is equal to 5 over 3. Then if I divide both the denominators by 3, I'll be getting 1 over here, and 8 3s are 24. So 8 times 5 will be 40, and 1 times this whole thing will be the value itself. So we can now simply expand the bracket. So it will be 12x minus 4 plus 6x plus 12. So that will be 12x plus 6x is 18x, and 12 minus 4 is 8 equals to 40. So 18x will be 40 minus 8, which is 32. So x will be 32 over 18. So if I simplify, I'll be getting 2 16s are 32 and 2 9s are 18. So x is 16 over 9. Question number 20. The table shows some information about the times each of 100 children spent reading in one day. So these are the times, these are the class width for the times, and this is the frequency for the children. And then we have the frequency density. We need to complete this table. So frequency density is frequency over class width. That means 15 divided by the class width. And what is the class width? The class width will be 45 minus 40, which is 5. So 15 divided by 5 will be 3. And the class width over here is 60 minus 45, which is 15. So 30 divided by 15 will be 2, and that is the frequency density. They're asking find the value of x in the table, find the value of x in the interval x less than t less or equal to 30. So we need to find the value of x. So we know that frequency density is frequency over class width. That means 1.6 should be equal to 32 over 30 minus x, or we can cross multiply and say 30 minus x is equal to 32 over 1.6, which is 30 minus x should be equal to 20. If 16 times 2 is 32, so 1.6 times 20 should also be equal to 32. Hence, if I divide 32 by 1.6, it will give me 20. So now we can say minus x equals to 20 minus 30. So minus x is equal to minus 10. So if I multiply with negative 1 on both sides, I'll be getting x equals to 10. Then it says on the grid, draw a histogram to represent the data for the 100 children. So they have already provided that on the y-axis it should be frequency density, as the class weights are unequal, and we have time on the x-axis. So We got the value of x, so it will be the first interval is between 10 to 30, and the frequency density is 1.6. So between 10 to 30, we have 1.6 over here. Each of these boxes along the y-axis is zero point 0.1. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6. So between 30 to 40, we have 2.3 as the frequency density. So this should be 2.3 between 30 to 40. Then we have between 40 to 45, the frequency density is 3. So between 40 to 45, each of these boxes along the x-axis is of 1 unit. So this is 45 and this is 3. Then we have between 45 and 60, the frequency density is 2. So between 45 and 60, the frequency density is 2. Question number 21. It says f of x is equal to 1 plus 3x over 2. In the first part of the question, we are asked to find the inverse of f. So I'm stating that let y is equals to f of x. So y is equals to 1 plus 3x over 2. Or if I cross multiply with 2, it will be 2y, and after LCM this 1 will become 2 and this will be as it is 3x. So 2y is equals to 2 plus 3x. So 3x is equals to 2y minus 2. X should be equal to 2y minus 2 over 3. That means f inverse of x should be 2x minus 2 over 3. Next part of the question, it says solve g of x is equal to f of minus 4. So g of x is 2 over 1 minus x, and f of minus 4 will be 1 plus 3 times minus 4 over 2. That will give me 3 times minus 4 is negative 12. Negative 12 by 2 is negative 6. So positive negative will give me negative. So this will be 1 minus 6. Then this will become minus 5. So minus 5, if I cross multiply, this will be minus 5 times 1 minus x. So 2 is equal to minus 5. Minus minus will give me plus. So minus, this will be positive 5x. So 5x equals to, this will be 2 plus 5. If I bring it to the left hand side, it will be 5. So it will be 5x equals to 7. Or I can say x is equal to 7 over 5. And again, what I have done is I multiplied the numerator and denominator with the number 2 so that the denominator can become 10 and this will become 14. So 14 over 10 is 1.4. Then we have question number 22. It says factorize 9p square minus q square. So you can see that there is a negative sign, and also the numbers and the constants or variables are squared. So you can think of a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b, a minus b. So I can write 9p square as 3p whole square. So this will be 3p plus q, 3p minus q. Then we have ac minus 3bc plus a minus 3b. So in order to factorize this, I'm rewriting this equation. I can also write it as ac plus a minus 3bc minus 3b. Then I can take a common from both of these, and then it will be c plus 1 within brackets. And I'm taking negative 3b from both of them as common, and I'll end up getting c plus 1 within brackets. Since these two are the same, I can say a minus 3b times c plus 1. So these are the factors of this equation. Then we have question number 23. Adam and Ben buy tickets for the cinema and the theater. Adam buys 5 cinema tickets and 4 theater tickets. Ben buys 7 cinema tickets and 9 theater tickets. Complete the matrix X to represent this information. So they have already provided with the labels. So the value for cinemas will be over here, theaters will be over here, and this will represent Adam and this will represent Ben. So 5 cinema tickets for Adam and 4 theater tickets for Adam. Similarly, 7 cinema tickets for Ben and 9 theater tickets again for Ben. Cinema tickets cost $11 each and theater tickets cost $30 each. The matrix Y represents this information. It says P is equal to XY. We need to find the matrix P. We already know the value for the matrix X, which is 5, 4, 7, 9, and we are provided with the matrix Y, which is 11, 30. So this should be, to find the value of P, this should be 5 times 11, which is 55, plus 4 times 30, which is 120. Then 7 times 11, which is 77, plus 9 times 30, which is 270. So if I add them, this will become 175 and this one will become 347. Then they are asking, explain what the elements in the matrix P represent. So it represents the total cost of Adam's tickets and the total cost of Ben's tickets. That means this is the price which includes the price for the cinema tickets and theater tickets. Question number 24. It says sine x is equal to sine 50 and x lies between 90 and 180. We need to find the value of x. First, let's draw the ASTC line. So this is all sine, tan, and cos. I'm saying that sine x equals to sine 50, which is already provided. And then I'm saying that sine 180 minus theta is equal to sine theta. The reason is if this is theta, this should be 180 minus theta. So since both of these quadrants are positive for sine value and everything over here, all values. So hence I can say sine 180 minus theta equals to sine theta. So sine 180 minus 50 should also be equal to sine 50. So sine 130 is the same as sine 50. Hence the answer is 130 as x lies between 90 and 180. So the value for sine 130 is the same as the value for sine 50. Question number 25. It says simplify x square minus 4x over x square minus x minus 12. I can take x common from the numerator and write it as x times x minus 4, and I can factorize the denominator. It will be x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 12. So then I can say x, then x minus 4 over x, then I'm taking x minus 4, I'm taking positive 3 common, and this will be x minus 4. So the factors in the denominator will be x plus 3, x minus 4, and on the numerator we still have x times x minus 4. I can take away these and I'm left with x over x plus 3. Question number 26. OAC is a triangle and B is a point on AC such that AB is to BC is equal to 3 is to 2. OA is equal to A, OB is equal to B. Find OC in terms of A and B, giving your answer in its simplest form. So the ratio that we have, AB is to BC equals to 3 is to 2, can be written as AB by BC is equal to 3 over 2. So BC is equals to 2/3 of AB. Now OC can be written as BC minus BO, and we know that BC is 2/3 of AB, minus we know the value of OB. So instead of writing BO, we can write minus OB within brackets. So this will become 2/3 of AB is OB minus OA. Two negatives will give me a positive. So it will become plus OB. And we are provided with the values for OA and OB. So OB is B and OA is A plus B. So if we simplify further, this will become 2/3 of B minus 2/3 of A plus B, which is 5/3 of B minus 2/3 of A. And that is the answer for part A. In part B, it says D is a point on OC such that OD equals to B minus 2 by 5A. We need to show that OABD is a trapezium. So D is the point on OC. We need to show that OABD is a trapezium. This whole bit is a trapezium. So in order to do that, we need to understand what a trapezium looks like. So let's say this is a trapezium. In a trapezium, you must know that there are two parallel sides. So if we manage to prove that BD, or you can say DB and OA are parallel, that means this should be a trapezium. So let's find DB first. DB is equal to OB minus OD. We know the value of OB, which is B, and OD is already provided, which is B minus 2 over 5A. So if we expand the brackets, it will be B minus B plus 2 by 5A. So these will cancel each other. Then we will be having 2 over 5A. This value is already giving me a hint that the lines are parallel. So OA is parallel to DB. How? If OA is A, which is already provided, and DB is 2 over 5A, 2 over 5 then A, so OA is connected by a constant. So if you have an equation like, let's say, OA equals to KOB, something like that. This is just an example. This itself means that these two lines are parallel and they're connected by this constant. Also, since we are speaking of this, if let's say you have something like AB is equal to, there's a constant which is connecting these two equations, and then you have, let's say, BC. Not only that AB and BC will be parallel, but at the same time, it will be collinear. So I have managed to prove that OA is connected with a variable, with a constant, with the line DB, and that variable is 2 over 5. Hence, OA is parallel to DB. And that will be all for now. I'll see you in the next video.